And so here's a topic that I see this way too often. Mostly women quote this, but I totally disagree with it. So I'm gonna do like a little bit of a breakdown on it. The whole men are intimidated by strong, independent women, or men are intimidated by women that's in their careers. That is very far from the truth. So I would do a little breakdown of why it may come off as intimidation when most of the time men are just calculators. We calculate stuff and whatever. So for the majority of the part, the first part is not the if you're a strong independent woman and you don't need no man, then of course no man is gonna want to be around you if he feels like he's not wanted. Anybody in a relationship is not gonna be around if they feel like they're not wanted. So that's just that. The next point is that some people, or I would say mostly, men can do this too, but it's more so for women. Once they become this strong, independent type, they end up like doubling down on their masculinity side. So then that will repel a lot of naturally masculine men. If a man works, pays his own bills, blah blah, he doesn't increase in his femininity side because he learns how to cook and clean. He's still his own person. So it could be that masculine feminine energy that balances out that could repel, depending on what it is. And for the most part, naturally masculine men prefer naturally feminine women, and vice versa. Naturally feminine women prefer masculine men. So it could just be that. It could be, if you take on this role, it's not the actions of you doing those things, it's how your behavior might change. So because there are sometimes some situations where a lot of women will take on this role of they doing everything on their own, and they have like this machismo or bravado about them, like, yeah, I could do this, I don't need you, I don't need this, blah 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 blah. And it comes off as like a level of not arrogance, but it doesn't sound very inviting or soft. Whereas somebody would want to come and then probably try to lead in some of those aspects of your life. So that could just be that. And some people do become jackasses when they get, some people might get rich or hit the lottery, that all of a sudden they talking down on the people that they acting like they too good for people that's close by them. Or they people might get that tax check, that tax refund check, and now all of a sudden they got a taste for shrimp, like they weren't eating pork chops last week. It's that same kind of thing. And I do it too. Every payday I definitely go and get me a nice steak or some lobster tails. I do it too. And then a couple of days before that next check, after all the bills is paid, we back to doing the chicken. So it is what it is. We all do it. But and I would say another thing is and most people are kind of aware of this. So I think this is like the biggest factor. Whereas most women would prefer their man to make more than them, providing wise. So knowing that, if a man men aren't intimidated by it, but some men might be a little not off put. They might just, it just comes down to, what, she might be out of my league, I'm not even gonna waste my time. Yeah, it is that's just what it is. Like, for me, for example, like I wouldn't try to holler at Lupita or Rihanna. They might be out of my league. I say might because I got a lot of pride, but they might be out of my league. Well, if I were to tell them, hey, I'm going after this celebrity, y'all might be like, Vic, she way out of your league. Settle down. So that's kind of what it is. So some men can sometimes. We can see a well put together woman and then be like, you know what, she's out of my league. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I would be her preference in a sense, and some men would know that too. And also because when a woman tends to, now some women say they don't mind, but I think in a lot of cases there might be like a power dynamic where it's like a woman won't respect a man that she out earns or outperforms on the finances part. So it might be like a lack of respect that can bleed into a lot of other aspects. If you ever see like debates where like a woman goes 50-50 on a date, they instantly get like, they have negative feelings just from paying half of their own dinner. They would prefer the man to do that, and that's just what it is. We don't gotta have a mini debate or mini break. That's just what it is. Yeah, for the most part, if a woman's going 50-50, she might be a little bit off-put, at least initially, especially if she's more so traditional. But so then that's that. So a lot of men, they know this, or a lot of men, they also might know, like, okay, if I do date a woman, she does make more than me, I might be in like this little gray area for a while until she finds somebody that makes more than her, and then she'll just go with that guy. So a lot of men kind of calculate this. We've all seen this happen. We all know that it happens majority of the time. And so a lot of men, they're not intimidated by it. They're just kind of like, all right, you know what? The chances of this working might seem very few, so I'm not gonna roll the dice over here. I'm gonna roll the dice over here. That's what it boils down to. It's not intimidating. It also is not intimidation factor. It's more so I don't want to deal with any lack of respect because you feel like you're a better human than I am when you because you want to talk down on me if you just so happen to make more. So that's that. That's my 2 cents of that. So yeah, ladies, men are not intimidated by how much you make. It's how you act when you make what you make. Yeah.